Hey YouTube, ps2freak here. As we all know, is that unique time of year when the ban list has come around, hit, and everybody's determining what they want to play. I am probably still going to be playing plants for the foreseeable future, just because I think they still have a lot of options. But I think this deck is still a top contender because of the way I built it. I don't want to sound like a genius or whatever, but the meta needs a lot of, Tour Guide is huge, and pretty much a lot of competitive decks play Tour Guide now. I've seen Agents play this card, and so many other decks play this card. So I kind of built my deck to counteract the plays with Tour Guide and Sanguine, and the rest of the synchroing deal, and exceeding, and removing. So if I can remove everything they have and try to hit the big stuff, then that's good, and that's what I built this around. So I'm gonna go through it in 1 second. And also this deck's a little bit slower, so I mean, they really didn't have to hit the Pot of Avarice, but jerk move. Sorry. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over this. And this mat I wanted at Gen Con, it's for sale. I also have the 6 sand mat from Nats. I want to get rid of that too. But yeah. We have 1 Gores because with Heavy Storm back, if they go for a push, they Heavy Storm. Gores is still very much alive. Heavy Storm, Gores, and they're like, okay, well, yeah. 1 Caius just for removal, and it's a beat stick, and it's really hard to get over, especially if you have a Tengu and you sacrifice Tengu for Caius. It gets disgusting real fast because you just bring out Tengu and go nuts. But Tengu and Caius in general is just really broken on this format because they exceed and you can get any monster on the board. You just sack for Caius, and that's an instant exceed removal. 2 Thunder King, because number 1, if they go Tour Guide and they want to exceed, number 1, I can negate the exceed, and after I get an exceed, they also don't get to search, I don't believe, and if they do just try to sacrifice the Sanguine and search right away, it's another option. So it's really good. It's really good, this meta. Triple Tour Guide, because exceeding in this deck just makes it that's why this deck is a top contender again, because of this card right here. Kind of really messed up in making this and the rulings, because with this card, and these are just proxies because I don't have them yet, the tin isn't out, with the Empty Space Serpent Levial for this one. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be the Levial guy, the one that special summons removed from play monsters. That guy's broken, and then this is going to be the one off the front of the pack because it's an instant 2500 beat stick plus search. I'll go into my extra deck later, but they're both rank 3s, and these guys just make them really easily. It's just stupidly awesome. Sanguine, obvious. All these things are obvious. Triple Tengu, because obvious things are obvious. Again, it's just really broken. 1 Debris, because that's what you can have. 1 Lone Fire, because that's what you can have. Dandy. Blow Up Spore, because it's good. And all these next 5 cards I am using because the meta is still heavily based on special summoning. Like, it'll be forever and ever and ever. 1 second, I'm looking for a card, and I don't know why it's not in my deck. But it's stupidly combos. Still, that this deck can do if I'm playing with it online. But if you can stop your opponent's combos, then you're just like, well, what are you gonna do now, bud? So yeah. 1 second, I need to take a card out. Okay, there we go. Okay. But yeah. So I have 2 Maxis, again, to deal with the zombie deck and other decks that special summon, and just give you a lot of pluses and open up your options more. Really, what you try to do is get a Tour Guide and get an Avarice, and then you're set for a while. You just can keep recycling all your exceeds and everything. 2 Valor. Valor's just really good against zombies again. It's a big pick. It's good against Lights Worn. And it's good against Envoy of the End or any deck like that, and it's just really good overall. And then 1 DD Crow, because still rely on Graveyard, and I think it's just a good tech, and it's a level 1 non-tuner, so 1 for 1 is just a little bit more useful sometimes. Those are the monsters. There are 21 of them. One Heavy Storm, obvious. Dark Hole, obvious. Double MST, and I also, during Gen Con, I was running a Dust Tornado, and I took that out because Heavy Storm is Destruction instead. So as soon as you get the Heavy Storm, they have 2 to 3 back row, you activate that, and they neg 1 or 2, and you really don't need any more back row hate after that. It's going to be pretty hard getting out of that. One Monster Reborn, just staple. Mind Control, really good. Econ, still really good. Foolish, really good. Avarice, broken, obviously. Book of Moon, just super good. And lastly, 1-for-1. I was considering not playing this just because it could be unplayable at certain times, but overall I decided to because I can pitch like a Spore or Glow Bulb and bring out this guy if you need to draw one. So it's really good. One Judgment because it's good. Warnings, obvious. Mirror Force, obvious. Well, that's obvious, but yeah. Torrential Tribute. I just feel like it's really good right now, so yeah. One Bottomless Trap Hole. It may go up to 2, depending on what the priority dealio is. But for right now, I have 1 Bottomless Trap Hole and 1 Dimensional Prison, just because they're just removable and they're just both really good. Because I feel like unless the priority really comes back, this card's a little bit more live sometimes rather than that card, depending. Because Tengu is just, Tengu's Tengu. So yeah, and then Double Call on it. I know I don't have another one yet, but I don't know where it is. It's a stupid comment, I can't freaking find it. But yeah, and then another reason why this deck I think is even more playable because you have the Double Call the Haunted still, which is still puts the deck in top condition. You have 1-for-1, which can bust out insanely good plays. You still have Mind Control. You still have Econ in your arsenal. You still have Foolish, you have Dark Hole, but Heavy. Heavy is a huge help for this deck as well. But as for monsters, which makes this still on top contending, or I mean the cards that stop your opponent, 5 monsters that stop your opponent, not to mention the traps. Debris Dragon is still good even at 1, still brings back Tengu, plays Tengu and abuses this deck, and then these 5 cards right here. I mean, these cards total is what still makes this deck number 1, in my mind anyway, and I just think that's going to stay that way for a very, very long time until they seriously rape this deck even more, which is going to happen again. But yeah, that's my opinion. I think this deck is still number 1. It's just still really good. Now for extra deck, like I said, Empty Space, Serpent, Levile. The one on the front of the pack, number 39 or whatever it is. And then I'm gonna use almost the 2500 guy, King Hope or whatever it is, Aspiring King Hope. But I'm gonna use that guy, not Steel Form Roach, just because Aspiring King Hope is a 25 beat stick, and that's just really hard to get over. We'll see how the meta plays out and then go from there. But yeah, one Tyrus, Keeper of Genesis. I'm running 5. I'm gonna be running 4 to 5 exceeds, and there's just really one main reason for that. I have enough extra deck room, but Formulas hit down once that opens up a spot, and then Tech Generous Heavy Librarians hit down once that opens up a spot, and there's already playing 1 exceed. And exceeds are the future, and the more they hit the Synchro Engine, the more we'll have to adapt this to make it, because I have no doubt in my mind that soon there could be some more plants coming out, and it's going to be exceed plants instead. So, 1 Formula because it's good. Arm. Just a Cataster and TG Heavy Librarian. And these 2 cards right here are really the only reason I run this guy. If I need to, it gives me a level 5 exceed because sometimes I'm not able to go with Shooting Star Dragon or just a regular Stardust Dragon. So if I can go both these guys, draw 1, and then attack, because that's whatever it is, and then exceed into this guy. Not only does you just detach the Cataster, but he won't be able to die that turn, so we'll give you that monster on the field definitely for next turn, no matter what. And next turn you attack and you remove and pop another card of theirs, and then you still have the 26 beat stick, which you can do things with. Brionic. Iron Chain may change to Orient Dragon, but I really don't know. Ancient Fairy, it may change to another Exceed, depending. Or another Black Rose, but Black Rose, Stardust, Scrub Dragon, Trishula, and Shooting Star. But yeah, that's the deck. I think Zombies and Lightsworn are being a little bit overhyped right now. Lightsworn aren't really that good. They just have 3 Judgment Dragons, but if they have no way to get those Judgment Dragons on the field, they're dead. And that's where they lack a bunch of momentum. They just die right there. And I think that's the main issue right now. So, yep. Thanks guys for watching. ps2freak out.